And we're in. Hey, hey.
Why?
No,
It's Thursday, almost the weekend. Not like it matters.
it is Thursday. It's almost exactly another day. Well, the weekend, I only note it by the fact that I sleep in an extra hour past midday.
Did you know that this Sunday is daylight savings?
Oh, geez.
So
No, I
we,
didn't.
I think it's we go forward an hour, so we lose an hour, but I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, spring forward, fall back, right?
Yes,
That's the one.
that's how I remember it. Honestly,
Yeah,
doing.
it's an American idiom, but I'm like, I only heard it when I first met an American. I didn't know it because in
It's
Britain we
really
don't.
handy. America changed their clocks 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the 5th of March they changed their clocks forward. So instead of a 5 hour difference for me and my family, we're doing well, instead of a 6 hour, we're doing a 5 hour, but Sunday we'll go back to six.
Because I know here in Italy, Sunday was considered the first month, that was first day of spring, but I don't know how that links up in any way with daylight savings times. So we'll find out.
No, I
Anyway,
don't know.
we
What is
have
an hour gain an hour? And we don't know. Nothing
exactly.
really is going to change in our lives.
I can see on the little ticker that we have 4 students who have joined us already. Oh, it's
Sure.
gone down to 3. We had someone
Cleared,
checking in.
cleared them away.
So if any of the students are with us, and you'll notice, like with all the webinars, if you've been to one before, that or watched one before, that the time it takes for me and Pearl to speak into the camera, for it to go through the camera and the internet, get to your system, you to quickly type really fast, and then it to come all the way through to us and us react again takes a bit of a delay, and we call this a lag in English. So
Mhm.
I want you guys to do something really great for us. I want you to have your fingers ready, prepped, primed, ready to go, full of excitement, and try to not just passively listen to the language, but also get typing. Give us your answers and say hi. Say hey, who's there? Who's with us?
The interaction with the students makes the webinar so much better and so much more enjoyable for us. We love talking to the students and we get to know the students, and we have students from all over Italy. So this is great.
Yeah, we've got some comments already. We seem to have Antonella, Fabrizio, and Giacomo with us already.
Yeah.
Hey,
For those of you who don't know us, my name is Pearl, and I'm American. I'm from Florida.
and I'm Ram. I'm from Scotland.
Yeah, so you have two different accents today. What a treat. And we
Yeah,
are both teachers here in Milan,
yeah,
surviving,
surviving, absolutely. I'm surviving.
surviving.
Is there anything you're doing at the moment, Pearl, to keep happy, to keep positive?
You know what? Disney Plus just launched in Italy 2 days ago, and that's what I've been doing these past 2 days is catching up, phrasal verb, catching up on my Disney films. Hi, Christina. Hi, Simona and Marcello. So many great people. Love it.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
love
also
it.
giving myself an exercise challenge
Yeah. And what's your exercise challenge?
to uh, to do a split by the time
Oh,
this is over. It's very ambitious, isn't it?
that makes me nervous.
It's going. It's moving quite slowly, but it's going.
Okay, no, I tried one of these at the beginning of the year. My it was nothing as athletic as a split, which if people don't know, that's to move your legs in such a way that you are flat against the ground,
Yeah,
right?
spread your legs out. It's very ambitious. I mean, it's
Um,
just intense stretching.
mine was something a little bit less ambitious. It was to try with straight legs to touch the ground.
You know what? Good for you. That is, achievable, and we want achievable goals.
It's actually a really nice one because it's something you can do in a fairly short period of time. Like even for most body shapes, it takes under a month anyway,
Hmm.
and you genuinely can see if you stick with it the incremental changes you do
Yeah,
over
I've
that
noticed
period.
a difference so far, but consistency is key with
It's
anything.
really nice. So today we have loads of students. We have 8 different students, and we said hi to everyone. Beatrice's shouting at us with exclamation marks saying hey. So everyone, welcome. We are going to be doing 8 to 10 experiences, which is actually one of my favorite ones. It's one of my favorite ones to do with students because there's a game in the middle.
I love the game. We get to know each other better.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also a really great practice of just fluency and practicing creating past participles. Past participles, there's loads of them and they're often irregular. So we need to just keep thinking about what that past participle is and using it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I shall get it up now. I have to flick back and forth. So let's see. Do you want to read for me, Pearl?
Of course. Experiences in this focus activity, revision of present perfect. We love that tense. Using present perfect questions and talking about experiences. Present perfect. I love present perfect. It's a difficult grammar point for some students to understand when we need to use it.
Yeah, for sure, because it does have a few different uses. But today we're going to just step back a bit and use it just for experiences and not make it too complicated. Let's get really expert at this aspect. Let's see if I can click. Okay.
Hi, say hi to everyone.
Hey, you got Filippo as well. Right, okay, let's get some examples and introduce our language. Go for it, Pearl.
Sentences. I've been to the USA 5 times. That I have. I've never driven a Ferrari, but I'd like to one day. That is true. I've sailed all over the world. I have not done that. What is the question we use to ask about experiences? Well, we just said it. Wonderful tense, present perfect.
It is present perfect, but there is a really common question that we can ask. It's this form here. Have you ever plus past participle? Ever is really important here because it means in your whole life. In your whole life. Have you ever?
Have you ever? Yes.
A big common mistake with this is the word never in there. Now, in Italian, and I know we might possibly have some non-Italians watching, but in Italian, I know that you use
one word.
Yeah, my, right? My for never and forever. But we need to be careful in English. In questions, we would say ever rather than never. We don't use that. Have you ever been? Yes, you said already, actually. Have you ever been to the US?
Well, coming from the US, yes, I haven't been there. I've lived there, so I guess it's a little different.
Have you ever been to Scotland?
I haven't been to Scotland, but I would like to go. I would like to go. Obviously, not anytime soon.
I've been to America.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which parts of America?
I've been to Washington.
The state or the city? Washington, D.C. or the state?
I've been to Washington, D.C. I've been to, so that's Pennsylvania, Maryland, which one?
It is Maryland.
Maryland, that's the one.
It's its own, it's in the District of Columbia. It's its own, it's like the Vatican or Rimini here.
So I used the present perfect there to say I've been to Washington, but I'm going to change to a different tense to describe some details. What kind of tense should I use?
Well, since we're talking about a completed action and something in the past, we should probably use past simple.
Yeah, so I have been to Washington, but I stayed in a small place called Waynesboro. And I love that because in America, you guys tend to pronounce what I would pronounce as borough as borough, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Borough.
Yeah, Waynesboro.
Yeah, what is the capital of Scotland?
Capital of Scotland is where I come from, is Edinburgh.
I can never say that. I always want to say Edinburgh.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a very particular Edinburgh accent. I'm going to put it up here just to show the spelling. because we have that borough word. And now, actually, in reality, if you are in Edinburgh, you will hear I did a slight inflection there, right? I said Edinburgh.
Is it pronounced Edinburgh?
So British English or received pronunciation, which is the standard English, would say Edinburgh with an ara on the end. But I say, because I'm in it from Edinburgh, and in Edinburgh we say it like this, Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Okay.
Like,
Well, you from there, and I'm going to say it the way that Edinburgh's. I don't know what
yeah,
a
yeah. Do you want to drill? Repeat after me, Pearl. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, like bro.
Yeah, for sure. So we have three different types. Edinburgh, which is my one. Edinburgh, which is British English. And do you want to give me the last one?
Edinburgh.
Yeah, I love it. I'll try that. Edinburgh. Was it good? Edinburgh?
Yes, Edinburgh.
Okay, great.
Simona has been to Edinburgh.
Huh?
Years ago. Wow, Simona, wonderful.
Oh, Simona. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Definitely. Many years ago. And it's a good city. It's a good place to go. There's lots of things to see, for sure. You should get yourself down there, Pearl, for sure.
It's on my bucket list.
It's on your bucket list. Talking about things on the bucket list, present perfect's a great way to use this to create a conversation with this.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, and we've already touched on this actually, it is often followed by the past simple to give specific details.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump this slide because on the next slide we have a little exercise that will just remind us of some past participles.
Let's get some practice.
Yeah. Am I reading or are you reading?
I can read. So present perfect revision, fill in the gaps with the correct form of the present perfect. Blank, a full English breakfast before, but I'd like to try one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never eat in the parentheses. Blank, in a private airplane, fly. Blank, to London, but my sister, blank, there before. She lived in Notting Hill for 6 months in 2008. We have never go and live. Number 4, yoga before. I took a class when I was in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
And then I Can't Believe You, the Divine Comedy. I read it when I was at university. Blank, also blank, poetry. We have never read. Ooh, everyone is ready. Everyone is.
Yeah, they've dived in with I've never eaten. Fantastic.
Yes.
Shall I just reveal that? Because that is the quickest answering I've seen before in a webinar.
Great. They took your advice. They are ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. For pronunciation, of course, I've never eaten.
I've never eaten.
Have you ever eaten a full English breakfast, Pearl?
I have. I have to tell you, I don't care for beans or the black pudding, but everything else was okay.
Yeah. So you know what goes in then? You've got the beans and the black pudding down.
Yeah. The tomato, eggs, and bacon, right?
For sure. Now, you do have the option of mushrooms as well in there.
I do love mushrooms. I must admit, I do prefer an American breakfast.
What's an American breakfast?
Very similar to an English breakfast, probably with like some kind of carbohydrate, waffles or pancakes, eggs, bacon, not too many vegetables.
Yeah, I would love to have the get up and go to be able to make pancakes in the morning. That just seems like way too much of a hassle to me.
Yeah, I don't do that. I go to a restaurant where they make it for me.
And I when I was in America, I did try one thing. I had pancakes with maple syrup and bacon.
Delicious.
It was a shock. It was a shocker. Just everything the body is craving, right? Sugar, fat.
It's wonderful. All right.
So the students are way ahead of us.
Yeah, they are. Number 2, we have it. Have you ever flown? Yes. Flown. It's so irregular from the original verb.
For sure.
Fly, flown.
Wow. Yeah, I love flew just as a past simple. I think it's a funny word.
Yeah.
But flown, for sure, follows some rules. There's some other similar ones.
Yeah, irregular verbs have a pattern or a group together, like fly and grow, or like fly, flew, flown, and grow or grow, grew, grown. They're very similar.
Yeah. Blow, blew, blown.
I haven't even thought of that. Oh, yeah.
There's a few, but I can't feel like that. I think we've done the extent of my creativity on that one. Or the others. We'll try and think some more. But certainly, this is a very easily forgotten one. Flown. Have you ever flown in a private airplane?
I have not been so lucky. No.
No, me neither. I asked a student this a couple of days ago, and expecting to just move on quickly for no positive answer. And they'd been in a private they had flown in a private airplane, which was mad. Okay, sorry, I'm way behind the students here.
Catch up. All right, number 3, we have ever flown. Number 3, I've never been to London. Actually, some of you have skipped that one. Been to London, but my sister. So Roberta would have been, but when we're talking about the past, it has lived there before.
Yeah. So 2 expressions used without a specific time, a finished time. So totally valid expression in I've never been.
Yes.
I've never been.
Notting Hill. So past simple because 2008 is a specific time.
Yeah, exactly. Really clear, really straightforward example. And again, another opportunity to remind you of never. Not I haven't never. We don't do double negatives. I've never been. And one other little thing to mention, I'll be quick. Been. This is the past participle of go. Now, that's a bit confusing because been is also the past participle of to be. But normal native English speakers will use been in this form because the person is describing an experience of going and then coming back.
Exactly.
So been means go and come back. But if they are still there, I've never
gone,
although it's a bit strange in the negative, honestly. She's gone to the supermarket.
Been is round trip, gone is one way. We got it. In my mind. All right. Number 4, a lot of you have said it. I've done yoga before. Good job, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Before. Wonderful. And then number 5, I can't believe you. I've seen it. Some of you have never read.
Yeah.
I've never read The Divine Comedy. I read it when I was in university. And then the second part is I've also written.
Now, this is a strange one. I always find this interesting because this person here has stated 2 experiences in 2 sentences. But for me, when I was at university, is some information that's being given here. So I would not shout at a student who would just continue that idea of a finished time when I was at university and give the second sentence in the past simple.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be about a specific time in the past.
It could be, but because there's a little full stop, we have the opportunity to start a new thought, a new expression completely. Yeah, we've had loads of accurate responses, definitely. Loads, and written's great too. Sorry, I'm going to shut up. I'm speaking lots.
Oh, it's great. We love the talking, so you can hear our accents.
Definitely. Okay, so written is our past participle there. Another odd one to remember with the double T.
Write, wrote, written.
Write, wrote, written, exactly. Okay, now we're warmed up. We've got our present perfect in mind. We're understanding it. You ready for a game?
I love games.
Okay, go for it.
All right, game 2, truths and a lie. Think of 3 things you have done. 2 are true and 1 is a lie. Your classmates can ask 2 past simple questions to find out which one you haven't done. Example, I've sung on stage and I've acted in a play and I've been scuba diving in Egypt.
Now, the example is quite useful for this one because the first person needs to say all of their experiences in the present perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But the second person needs to ask detailed questions using past simple. Do you want to continue?
Yes. When did you sing on stage? When I was 16, I sang in the musical Les Miserables. I'm not a French speaker.
Les Miserables.
Doing my butchered my American accent. And where did you go in Egypt? I went to Cairo.
A bit of hesitation there.
Good. Have you ever had a group like this? Simona asked, have we ever had a group like this? Every group is different, so I'm going to say no. Every group is a little different. I haven't had a group like this.
For sure, but I'm loving the interaction, guys. Keep sending those messages. You're all clearly thinking, which is
all
good.
Right. I think you've never been to Egypt. You're right. All right. So, Rob, why don't we think of 2 truths and a lie, and we'll have the students ask us questions to figure out which one is the lie.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Do you want to tell me yours? Or tell us yours?
Okay. So, let's see. I've been scuba diving in Australia. I've can't think. It's so hard. I've been scuba diving in Australia. I speak 2 languages, and I've never done karaoke.
So can you express I speak 2 languages in a present perfect? Can you like I've
learned to speak 2 languages.
I've learned. Excellent. More past participles.
So I will write my facts, and then the students and Rob can ask me questions. So
and I'll share it on the screen. Maybe just use the past participle and the fact because there will be too many words on the screen.
Okay.
Like being scuba diving and learn the second language.
I've learned and so I've been scuba diving in Australia. I've learned 2 languages, and I've never sung karaoke.
Never sung karaoke. Oh, I find it difficult to believe you've never sung karaoke. But we'll see what the students ask. We'll see what they ask. Oh, we've got Antonio Di Paolo has got his own ones. The structure in them is perfect.
All right, guys. So those are my facts. So you can ask me questions to try to figure out or try to understand which one is true or false.
And remember, we want open and closed questions in past simple. Things like did you or what did you? Or when did you is a really good one because when we use that word when, we're pretty much pushing it into a specific time. So we can be confident to use past simple.
Yes. This game is always hard for me because I have to think on the spot of myself.
I have 3 go-to ones, but we'll get there eventually. Do I get to ask questions while we wait?
Of course, because you don't know which one. Well, you can give example questions. Why not?
I'm still aghast at the idea of someone never singing karaoke. Let's see. Oh, we've got some questions here. Where was your scuba diving site? Or where did you scuba dive?
It was in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
Wow. Okay.
Simona thinks I've sung karaoke.
No. Careful with
your voice. No.
This is a strange construction. Did you have a good voice?
I didn't, and I don't.
we we might phrase it a little bit better though. Like we might say, "Did you sing well?"
Mhm.
It's maybe more natural rather than "Did you have a good voice?" Because it sounds a little bit like you've lost your voice now,
Yeah.
or it's
But
changed.
I'll read. When did you go scuba diving? I went scuba diving when I was 21.
You're 24.
I remember the year. You told a lie. I did tell a lie. One of these is a lie.
When did you last sing a song?
When did I last sing a song? Personally, in private, I sang yesterday while I was making dinner.
Not with a karaoke outfit then.
No. I was watching a Disney film, so I was singing Disney tunes.
Completely understandable. Okay. Which kind of language did you learn? No, kind of is interesting. Maybe just easier would be which languages did you learn?
I learned Vietnamese, and I learned English.
Wow, great. Fantastic. And how's your Italian?
Not as good as my English.
Hey, I would have a similar level, I reckon.
Giacomo thinks, in my opinion, you've sung at least once. And where did you learn the languages? Well, I learned them growing up with my family in America.
A bilingual household.
Mm-hmm. Bilingual household. Yes.
Fantastic. Right. We've asked quite a few questions now, so we've had some guesses as well. Some people are edging towards karaoke on here.
So the lie is languages. I only really speak one language. I don't speak any other language. I don't consider myself as an Italian speaker because I don't speak Italian very well. I only speak one language. I have never sung karaoke because I hate karaoke. I will never do it. And I have been scuba diving. I went to Australia when I was 21 for a month. So I do not speak two languages.
So that was two lies and a truth.
No, I've been scuba diving and I've never sung that as true. Two truths and a lie.
I'm being stupid now. I never even saw the never. Yeah, that was totally true.
Karaoke. That is a truth. I've never sung karaoke.
You're getting pushed to the front of the next My Yes karaoke night, okay?
Not enough tequila in the world for that.
You are being pushed to the front. Okay, well.
All right, Bob, you're up.
Okay, no worries. I have. I shall type them as I'm talking. I have driven from Edinburgh to Milan in one trip. I have held a giant panda on my knee. And I have walked across a whole country in basically a straight line.
Wait, what was the last one?
I have walked across a whole country, an entire country.
Okay.
From east to west.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll type that up and people can start thinking.
I've studied 3 languages in the language school, English, French, and German, but unfortunately I speak only English. Well, there's always time to learn more languages, Simona. We have our whole lives and we have this whole quarantine to learn all these languages.
Okay, so if I can change that to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've just included the past participles, but of course people need to remember I've or he's or she's driven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which country? Oh, you asked me as they come up, actually. It's better dynamic.
Which country did you walk across?
I walked across Spain.
How long did it take you to walk across Spain?
It took me 34 days to walk across Spain.
Why did you have so much free time?
I'm a vagabond. Um, between jobs.
Between jobs. Christina says, how long did it take you to drive from your city to Milan?
So it was one trip, but it was over 3 days. So it was 3 days. So not constant driving, not one.
Filippo says, have you ever been to China?
I have been to China, yes. I'm not giving much away.
Ooh, it's getting interesting. When did you hold, Antonella says, when did you hold a giant panda?
Oh, almost four. Oh, geez, this is depressing. Almost 14 years ago.
It's a long time.
That's a lot. Thank you, Pearl. Thank you. It's making me feel old.
This is a long time.
It is a long time.
More
Wow.
than a decade.
I was so bright and bushy-tailed back then.
Someone says, you've become a great driver. You've become. Become is the past participle. You've become a great driver. Yeah.
That's a real weird one, right? Become, became, become.
It's like run.
It's the same, yeah. Run, and run. Sorry, and just come, came, come.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really weird one. It goes back to the first.
I know, right?
Get into it. Run. I always muddle drink, drank, drunk. I always muddle drank and drunk.
Me and David were talking about spring, like to spring. We're like, what is it? Like spring. We think, oh yeah, spring, sprang, sprung.
Yeah.
Like, we had to like, who uses that?
Yeah, he sprang out on me, and spring has sprung.
Exactly. I was like, spring. We're like, sing. We're like, it has to be sprung because sing, sang, sung. So spring.
I know, but sprung on its own is such a funny word. Sprung. Where did I start? I started to walk from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in the southwest of France.
Have you ever seen a panda before?
I not only have seen a panda before, I've held a panda on my lap. Another strange word. Oh, hello, Olga. Nice to have you with us.
Yes.
Lap being another strange word. Most you guys will know it from laptop, but of course, lap is
another word.
Huh?
I was thinking lap dance. My mind.
Well, I guess it could be also like a verb for like what a cat does to water and stuff like that. You can lap up.
Or when you're running, it's a noun. You do a lap, or no, two laps around someone.
Have you ever had a lap dance?
Yes, from friends who were intoxicated.
I've never had a lap dance. I must be missing out. Huh. Well, anyway.
That's the truth. We should have said that. We should have. Modal perfect.
I love Simona. I love it. You're mixing the two.
Simona, a panda is a small car. It is a small. It's a Fiat. But is that what? Maybe Rob means a Fiat in his lap. I don't know.
No, I'm thinking the animal, a giant panda. Are people ready to guess? Does anyone want to guess?
Yeah, let's guess. I think you haven't driven from Edinburgh.
Good.
Maybe I don't think you've driven. Maybe you've taken the train or something.
Okay, interesting. So Simona, I think it's false. Which one do you think, Simona?
The panda one.
Are you responding to the panda one? Anyone else? One more guess? Two more maybe? And I'll reveal, grand reveal. Pearl, you've chosen the most, I would have said the most normal one.
Well, no? I know, but maybe it's to throw me off. Because I said I've never sung karaoke, and that sounded like an obvious lie, but it was true.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Make it difficult. There are many occasions where I almost sang karaoke, and I can't.
One shot, one tequila, two tequila, three tequila, karaoke.
Floor.
Four.
One tequila, two tequila, three tequila, floor.
The pronunciation of Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
I think we're going to go for your guess from Edinburgh to Milan and Simona's the giant panda. Pearl, you were correct.
Knew it.
You were correct. I cannot drive. I don't have a license.
Okay. You have the ability to try the drive though, right?
I can make a car move, but I have never legally driven a car.
Really?
I haven't. Well, I guess I have legally because I had like 3 lessons, but never. I have never independently driven a car.
I am flabbergasted. Really?
Flabber-
You've never driven a car?
Huh?
You've never legally driven a car?
Never legally. Never independently of an instructor or my parent.
Wow. But you know how to drive a car.
I mean, I can make it go forwards. I think I'd have a hard time like merging.
Never getting in a car when you're driving, Rob.
Don't worry, I'm not going to be. I haven't got a license.
Wow, that's so funny. It's the first time. I am very shocked.
I'm so Edinburgh, where I'm from, has a great bus network, and I've just never needed to learn. It's just never cropped
I
up.
like that. And it's like New York, like New Yorkers. They don't really have to learn how to drive until they move to Florida, and then it's a mess.
Oh, really? You just really need a car there.
Yeah. Like I feel like New York or Chicago, you don't really need to learn how to drive, but everywhere else in America, everyone needs to know how to drive.
Wait, did you say you're from Florida?
Mm-hmm.
So how old were you when you learned to drive?
In Florida, we're allowed to learn how to drive at the age of 15.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have seen that from American movies and high school kids going to school in a car, right?
I drove to high school. So when I was 16, when you're 16, because when you're 15, you have a permit to practice driving. And then when you're 16, you can get your license to actually drive. And I got my license when I was 16.
Yeah, and people in Britain can drive at 16 and learn, 17, sorry, 17. But it's just really uncommon to see high school kids driving to school.
You always see high school kids driving. America's very backwards. You can drive at 16.
I don't know if that's backwards. I mean, it's
at 18, but you can't drink until you're 21.
Yeah, that's a major one that is odd to me, and I'm sure a lot of Italians even more so because they have even more relaxation with alcohol in that kind of manner. But I think that if you can prove you have the ability to drive, like why would age come into that? Potentially, I don't know. I guess it's for someone in a different position than an English teacher to rule on that one. Okay, so we've had a few more comments. How many hours did your travel take? So I haven't done it. I didn't do it. I flew. I flew from Edinburgh to Milan.
So convincing.
Yeah, it was. Well, it's the most normal one, I guess. And for me, you've never driven from Edinburgh. And Giacomo also guessed it well as well. Giacomo also guessed it. Okay, for the last 10 minutes, the rest of this lesson is mostly just questions that me and you can ask and make a conversation about. And this one is more opportunities for students to check out their sentences, their answers, and also feel free to write your questions. Have you ever? What's the craziest?
The questions we have are, or what have you done? What is the craziest thing you've ever done? Where have you traveled? And where's the furthest you've been? Have you ever done something romantic? What was it? Have you ever bought something and immediately regretted your impulse buy? Have you ever been bungee jumping, skydiving, or scuba diving? If not, would you like to? So in the chat, answer these questions. Tell me and Rob about your experiences.
Yeah.
The craziest thing you've ever done.
Yeah, super interested to see what people have done.
Oh, what's the craziest thing you've ever done?
I guess we have to
Spain.
figure out.
Walk across Spain. It sounds pretty crazy.
That was epic. It was definitely, and I know it's such a long period of time to walk for, and it sounds like torture rather than a holiday, but it is a fantastic experience. It's called the Camino de Santiago,
Is
and
that when you walk to a church?
what it was historically it was a place in Santiago, a cathedral that if you made the pilgrimage to,
I've heard.
yeah, you could get all your sins absolved. But people do it for various reasons. I'm not religious, but there are lots of religious people doing it. But there's many reasons, and when you do it, when you go, you're in this bubble of open, friendly, interesting people, all doing something that's really challenging, and you really bond. It's really beautiful experience.
I would like to try. I love Spain. I would like to try.
Oh, and Spain's an ideal country for it because they're also friendly.
We are very friendly. Good food, good weather.
Hmm. Oh, don't do it in August. We did it in August. It was a mistake.
We were in Europe in August. It's terrible. It's too hot.
It was extraordinary. Anyway, what's the craziest thing you've done, Pearl?
Probably moved across the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I moved, left everything, quit my job, left everything, and moved across the world. This is my second time moving to Italy, actually.
Was there anything that particularly spurred you on?
Got bored with my life in America, and I was like, why not? Just
Yeah, great decision. Great
just
decision.
everything I know and just go across the world to a place where I don't even speak the language. Why not?
I'm always quite amazed at Americans coming to Italy because it's genuinely not the easiest thing to do. It is the bureaucracy you have to face is really there's a lot to go through.
Now maybe you will have to face it.
Hey, I am very lucky because my grandmother was Irish.
Oh,
So I am currently applying for an Irish European passport.
lucky you.
Yep, I'm one of those.
Olga says, my trip to Korea, I flew 14 hours, stayed half a day, and flew back. Wow, that is wild.
Why? Why did you do that? Was it a business trip?
And let's
Or
see.
did you just not like the food or something?
Hmm,
Just went all the way there and we're like, nope, this is not good.
I've been to Los Angeles from Las Vegas with my friends by car many years ago. It was
Wow. Wait, been to Los Angeles from Las Vegas. Do you know the distances from Los Angeles and Las Vegas? Is that long?
no the distance, but it's not a long. I would think I want to say it's 6 hours to
Okay,
drive.
fairly big road trip though. Like you're all together.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I've never driven from Los Angeles to. I've been to Vegas. Great. But I've never driven from Los Angeles to Vegas.
Is it great?
It's fantastic.
Really? Because I have no idea. Like I don't think I've had any real life people to ask. It's all just from movies.
I mean, it's fun. Like anywhere you go, it's like a buffet. It's like a bunch of food. If you're a gambler, like it's great. But if you just like going around to see the casino, because some of the hotels are really beautiful, and you're in the desert, and you can do day trips to the Grand Canyon or to the Hoover Dam, so you can stay in two states at once. It's fun. You know, prostitution.
For sure, that's something I'd love to see. Is some of the giant geography over there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The furthest and romantic trip I've ever done, not travel trip, was last Christmas with my husband on a cruise in the Caribbean seas. Oh,
Wow.
wonderful. That sounds very romantic.
Oh, you should be on there now. What a great way to like escape the coronavirus. Be on a cruise.
I know. Well, the craziest thing I've ever done was when I paid €1,000 for phone calls with my boyfriend. That is a lot of money. I hope that you are happy about it and it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, was that a mistake or like did you know what was coming? You were just like, I'm dropping this on this guy. This guy is totally worth it.
True love. €1,000.
Holy jeez. Or was that like a shock at the end where you just had a really long conversation and realized you were calling New Zealand?
Okay.
It's like, where are you right now? Oh, I'm in New Zealand. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow, 1,000. I feel like it's so hard to pay for €1,000 now because you can do like FaceTime with internet or like WhatsApp. So this must have been like before the convenience of WhatsApp, I think.
Yeah, or I don't know, like some particular situation. Yeah. What about Olga?
My best friend had a bad situation. I came back to help her. Oh, you went back to help her.
Oh, this was Korea. You flew all the way to Korea to help a friend.
Well, you are a good friend.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're a really good friend.
Wow, I'm gonna tell my friends this story. Like, you guys don't even come and visit me in Italy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get like someone to call me for enough that costs €1,000 and then demand at the end of it they visit me.
Yes, it was 10 years ago, so it was pre-WhatsApp. Dang. We are so lucky now to have all these like telecommunications, considering the situation that we're in.
Yeah, absolutely. We really, really, really are.
The furthest I've traveled was to Australia.
It's pretty far out.
It is. From Los Angeles, it's a 14-hour flight, and from Florida to Los Angeles, it's 5 hours. So my trip was like 19 hours to get from Florida to Sydney.
That's a heap, as they would say down there. That's heaps.
Very.
Australians are very fond of the word heaps.
I loved Australia. I would like to go back, but it's so far.
It is. My brother lives in Sydney, and it's hard, man, because it's difficult to link up with calls and stuff like this. It's so far.
At least you have a good reason to go because you have family there. So I have no.
True. Yeah, my parents were shocked and appalled when he married an Australian woman, and then suddenly realized most of their pension is going to be going to Australia every couple of years.
But the euro is stronger than the Australian dollar.
It is, and they're loving. Actually, they really enjoyed it. So no, it's not such a burden.
No regrets.
They're currently self-isolating because they've just come back from Australia.
Have you ever been bungee jumping, skydiving, or scuba diving? I've been skydiving. I will never bungee jump, and I've never skydived before.
I've jumped out of a plane as well, and I would never do that again. It is not enjoyable. It's just like I thought it was just a whole bunch of wind, all in my eyes.
Didn't you have protection?
I did, but I don't know. It like just my whole face felt like it was just being blown into it. Like it was horrible. Did you enjoy it?
I've never done skydiving.
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard you say you had.
I would like to, but I am scared of heights.
So bungee jumping is way better. Bungee jumping is the first 3 seconds of fear and exhilaration without all of the like next 30 seconds of just I'm being blown really hard. That sounded really bad, but never mind.
Well, Roberto says, when I was young, I swam in the sea with my friend at midnight. Then someone robbed our stuff, and we came back to only with our underwear. What a great story. I'm sorry that happened, Roberto, but that is a wonderful story. It's a great story to tell.
Oh my God, that's like a classic American comedy movie move. Like
That's a great story to tell your kids. Don't do this. So one of the craziest things I've ever done was changing cities, and consequently my life from the north to the south of Italy. There is a difference from the north to the south.
Yeah, there's some things to get used to.
For love, but I enjoyed it. Well, as long as you enjoyed it, that is what is important.
We are swiftly running out of time. The Roberto, your crazy story is fantastic. Wonderful. It was me. I stole your stuff. No. What have we been doing today, Pearl?
We did Present Perfect, and we shared so many stories.
Yeah, we had a really nice one today, actually. We had a really nice flow. It was good. With loads of cool stories from the students.
But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end.
They must. They must.
We've reached our limit. But thank you, everyone, for watching us and joining us and participating. It makes a big difference when you do. Hopefully, we will see you guys again. Stay inside. Stay safe. What else could we say?
Do you have another lesson today, Pearl, or are you finished?
I have 2 more lessons. I have a 4 to 5 and a 1 to 3. So if you want to...
Yeah, I also have a 4 to 5 to 1 to 3, so I'm not going to promote them to these students. But what I would like to say just at the end is I had a business focus earlier on today, or yesterday, I think it was, actually. I'm muddling my days. And if anyone's wanting to study business language, we do also have a business focus YouTube platform. So do check that out because there's not so many people attending. But
yeah, I have one on Monday. It's my business, and it's every day at 12 p.m. and at 7 p.m.
Excellent. Thank you for the more details. I did not know that. 12 p.m. and 7 p.m.
For my business focuses, if you're interested.
I guess there'll be one on in 10 minutes then, right?
Yep, there will be.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.
There we go.